Hey everyone, it's me Jay, and if you guys didn't know, I'm in a cult. Not really, but I do practice minimalism, which is essentially the same thing. Around 3 years ago now, wow, that's crazy. I moved out of my parents' house and I basically started over. I left with a backpack and a small box full of things, and it really was so life-changing. It was such a spiritual thing for me to go through, to kind of let go of your entire past, things that you held on for no reason, just throw it all away and basically begin a new life with as least material items as possible. Going through that, I really kind of found myself, I would say. I really discovered that life wasn't about, chasing the next item that you want to purchase. It wasn't about, what I have, more about who I am. I'm really, really happy that I did do that. I would say these days I am getting more materialistic again, so I definitely think another move is due in order for me to kind of really push myself to let go. But anyways, in regards to all of this, whenever I moved out of my parents' house, there was one collection that I kept because it did mean a lot to me. If you guys don't know, I am a musician and music is my passion, and I think it is just the best thing in the world. I really, really love music. I feel like it can give people happiness, it can make people feel sadness, it can just invoke emotions that you really can't put words into. Basically, I kept a record collection and I love collecting vinyl. I started collecting it before the stage of hipsters and stuff were collecting them. So I do have a lot of old vinyl. I'll show that to you guys in a part 2 if you want to see. But I'm going to show you the newer vinyl because with this surge of everyone wanting vinyl, a lot of my favorite bands started producing it, so I wanted to go out and buy it myself. So if you guys want to see a part 2, let me know. I'll show that to you. But part 1 right now is going to be my favorite albums and who I enjoy listening to. So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it and just show you about half of my collection. I don't collect a lot because they are expensive, so the band and the album really has to mean a lot to me in order for me to put money into it. But yeah, so we're just going to jump right into it. Starting with the first album, which is Kansui. It's a Death Cab album, and if you guys don't know Death Cab for Cutie, they are definitely one of my favorite bands. They are so amazing. They're a band that you don't have to listen to for 10 years and then you come back to it and it's still as powerful as it was whenever you were a kid, and I really, really love this band. And this album, I wouldn't say is my favorite. I do think Transatlanticism is my favorite album by theirs, but this is still a good one, and it came right at the perfect time in my life. It was like my senior year and I was about to graduate, and I was just going through a lot of things mentally, and I stumbled upon this album and I really recommend it. You guys should check it out. And the cool thing about it is the Japanese word Kansui is an art form for a way to restore pottery. And after listening to it and interpreting it in my own way, I really was moved by this album, and I definitely think that you guys should check it out. But there are 2 records in the whole album itself, and the first record has both sides. The second record has one side, and then the other side they carved, the etching is their emblem for the album. And I thought this album was so cool. I remember my senior year, I was like, I really want that emblem tattooed on me, just because it had such a big significance during me when I was 18 years old. So this is definitely one of my all-time favorite albums. I don't know why. I don't know what I expect to find. The next one is actually signed, so I think that's cool. I try to get my albums signed as often as I can. This is Back on Top by the Front Bottoms. It's not signed by Brian, unfortunately. I didn't get to meet him, but it is signed by 2 other band members. But this album is so perfect. Again, it's one of those albums that kind of came to me when I was really discovering the sound of music that I wanted to create. I'm definitely influenced by the Front Bottoms whenever it comes to creating lyrics. If you guys have ever heard my music, just a bunch of random mess. I never thought that you could do that. You could just make a song with just different feelings that you're feeling just randomly and just put it all together and it sound good. And that's definitely what I think the Front Bottoms do amazingly, and I really am a huge fan. However, their newest album sucked. You need a means to an ending. I need a spiritual cleanse. But regardless, we're gonna jump on to the next album, which is actually in my record player right now, so I don't have it in here. But it's a Small Circle album, if you can see it through the glare. Let me take it out. it is a Small Circle album, which if you guys don't know, Small Circle, you guys are missing out. They're a smaller band, I would say, but basically Cam Boucher, I think that's how you say his last name. He's from Sorority Noise, Old Grey, a lot of these other bands that are in this scene, and he made another like band with other people where he's not the lead vocalist for once, and it's called Small Circle, and the lead vocalist is a woman, and she's amazing, and I just really think this album is so powerful. Also, for all these albums, I'm gonna play a little bit of a snippet of just their music and what they sound like, just so you guys can get reference.
And Jay's gonna spend the night, if it's okay with you. I could let you love me too.
Now, over the years, I have gone through different genres of music that I really call my favorite. And I would say in the past year or so, I have really been drawn to lo-fi style of music. And so I got a Teen Suicide album, which is basically the definition of lo-fi. I don't think they make music anymore, but their music is really powerful. I know a lot of their stuff has to do with addiction and stuff like that, and I really recommend it if you're going through something, because it can really mean a lot to you if you are. Lo-fi is just one of those music styles that they really hit you hard, right in the heart. Like, they're just really good, and I really recommend it. This album especially is amazing. Alright, so this next album is pretty funny. It's Best Buds by Mom Jeans. I fucking love Mom Jeans. I can't say that enough. About a year or two ago, I reached out to them and I said, hey, could you please write these lyrics down and send it to me, because I want it tattooed. And so I haven't done that yet, but hopefully in the next month I am going to get it. I've been sitting on the idea of the tattoo for a really long time, and I just want to get it, and so I think that I'm going to get it. I don't want to say what the tattoo is until I announce it, but I definitely really love this band. I would recommend listening to Scott Pilgrim vs. My GPA, which is a good one, or Edward 40 Hands, which is another good one. So I really love them. They're just a fun band. They make fun music, and they're definitely a band that you should really listen to.
I know it's killing me, but that still won't stop me. 'Cause now we smell the same, but you still kill me faster. I don't mind that you.
Alright, so this next one I got my senior year of high school at an actual concert. It is the Lights Little Machine album, which is one of my favorites because it's signed by her. I actually met her. She was an amazing hugger. I remember being so obsessed with Lights when I was younger, and getting to meet her my senior year of high school was such an amazing thing. I still keep up with her today. I haven't really listened to her new album yet. I've just been so busy, and I don't know. If you guys recommend it, let me know, but this album is just so pretty too. I really wanted to show you guys because it is an orange album. Just one of those albums that really pops, matches with her theme, and it was really nice. And I really think this is one of my favorites just because I got to meet her, and there's a whole story behind this. I was young, I guess, and I went with a friend. We just randomly decided to just go see Lights. We bought probably like $50 worth of snacks for like a 2-hour car ride, and we just had a lot of fun going to see her and just having an amazing time.
After having spent a fast year waiting for the next time I can get you close.
So we're gonna go small now to the 7-inch vinyls. Two of my favorite vinyls of all time. I keep saying them about all of them, but they all are amazing. So we're gonna start with the Somos and Sorority Noise split. I found out about Somos, Sorority Noise, this whole genre of music, because my friend Michael, I talk about him sometimes. He is from my old band. We still kind of talk. He's still really, I would consider him still a really good friend of mine. He really has a great taste in music, and whenever it comes to new bands, he's always the person that I go out to ask for, like, you know, give me some band recommendations, give me some book recommendations. He was just very artsy in that sense, and he got me into Somos. He just randomly wanted to go to a concert with me. He says, hey Jay, our senior year, he was like, come see Somos with me. And I was like, okay. So I bought the tickets, and we ended up going, and I bought this split at their show. And because this was the only thing they had left, so I bought their split and I got them to sign it. They are the metallic signatures. So after that, maybe like 5-6 months later, Sorority Noise was coming to my state, which is Florida. So I was like, I have to go see them, and I have to bring this so they can sign it. So I went to go see Sorority Noise, and whenever I took this out, everyone around me was like, where'd you get that from? Where'd you get that from? And I had just brought it from a previous concert, so I made everyone from the Sorority Noise sign this album too, which I think is cool. So I have literally everyone's signature on here from both bands on this split, and it's just really special to me to have done that. And this album is so pretty. This record is just one of my favorites. It's so nice, and definitely just the detail on it is so great. So I definitely am lucky to have done that. I was smart. My friend was like, I wish I did that. And it was just, I'm really happy to have this in my possession. I definitely like taking it out sometimes and just looking at it, and yeah, it's really cool. Alright, and so this album was the Sorority Noise album. It's called It Kindly Stopped For Me. This album definitely had an impact on me. This album was written about his friends who committed suicide, and it's actually really sad. I think you guys should all listen to it. I recommend it. It really hurts to listen to, especially knowing the history of it. Just even reading like the back part of his album, which I'll read it to you guys right now. It's gonna make me cry again. This record is accumulation of a summer abandoned by the deaths of many of my friends. If you do have the opportunity to listen to this record, please know that suicide is not the answer. Please know how important you are and how much your life matters to your family, friends, and most importantly, yourself. And yeah, this definitely came at a time in my life where I'm definitely going through a lot with my life. You know, changes were happening, and I just needed this. So I definitely think this is such a big small album that really impacted my life in a big way.
We lost another one today. It makes more than I can count on one hand.
So we've come to the last album. It's really big, but I'm really excited to share it with you guys. It's basically the entire Postal Service discography. And if you guys don't know who Postal Service is, you're really missing out. Postal Service is basically the lead singer of Death Cab for Cutie, his side project kind of, with another musician producer. And they would send each other different clips back and forth in the mail, so they ended up calling themselves the Postal Service. And it's such a unique style of music that really kind of got me into wanting to make a style of music like this. So my friend and I, Chris, we try to replicate it with our side project Conversationals. So if you guys have heard 40 Days, it was really inspired by the Postal Service. And this album is basically like a book, and it goes through like each individual album they had released. And it's probably the most expensive album that I've purchased, but nonetheless, it still is amazing. It's well worth the money, and I think it's so beautiful. The artwork, everything about this. There's even a booklet in it. I don't want to take it out because it's hard to put back in, but there's like 3, I think, separate vinyls in here, and I love it. This is my prized possession, and if you guys haven't, you should listen to the Postal Service because they definitely impacted me. My guitar teacher, my junior year of high school, showed them to me, and I've been obsessed since. So I think if you guys listen to it, you'll also be obsessed.
I'll be the grapes fermented, bottled and served with a table set in my finest suit, like a perfect gentleman. I'll be the fire escape that's bolted to.
But yeah, I think that's it. I'm coming to an end with this vinyl tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit longer than normal, but I really had a lot to say about all these albums. They mean the absolute world to me. So if you ever get the chance, please check them out. Also, I'm sorry if the focus was going like weird in my camera. I'm using my phone, and oftentimes the vinyls were white, so then it would really have a hard time trying to white balance everything. So please ignore that. But yeah, thank you guys for everything. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you want to see a part 2, let me know. I have a lot other vinyls I can show you. But yeah, if you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon, and I also have an album of music that I sell. Those links will be down below. And if you want to follow me, I have a Twitter and Instagram. Those links will also be in the description. Thank you guys for everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.